The story behind the white mask by the magic mirror. I can't believe the magical newspaper industries did not listen to my side of the story. I mean, they believe a teenage girl over me. Come on, I'm stuck on the wall for Pete's sake, and I can hear and see things no one else can. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So, you came to hear the real story of Snow White? Well, sit back and enjoy the story. Once upon a time, in a lovely little castle on top of the hill, there lived a young teenage princess and her old stepmother, the queen. The princess' name was White, but everyone called her Snow White, for her face was as white as snow. Now you may have been told how lovely Snow White was, but in fact she was a big brat. Whenever she had her friends over, and it was quite often, they always made a big mess, and the poor old queen always had to pick it up. Now every night the old queen would come to me, so she could reassure herself. Every night she would ask me the same question. Magic mirror on the wall, who is the sweetest one of all? And every night I would say, "'Tis you, your majesty." The old queen grew tired of this answer, for she longed for her stepdaughter to be the sweetest in all the land. The old queen tried everything she could to make her sweet, but try as she might, she just could not succeed. The old queen confided to me with an idea to help Snow become a better person, and to stop from being self-centered. She sent her stepdaughter to live with the 7 well-behaved dwarfs, so that she may learn to be the sweetest in all the land. The dwarfs' names were Doc, Happy, Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy, Bashful, and Sleepy. Later that evening Snow White was getting tired, so she went up to the bedroom to go to sleep. She put all the dwarfs' small beds together and fell asleep across them. In the morning she woke up to see 7 little faces glaring at her. She looked at them with a grin on her face and said, "Hello, boys!" Grumpy said with a very irritated voice, "You took our beds, and we had to sleep on the ground." "Oh, I'm so sorry," said Snow, "but I am rather hungry." Week after week she woke up the same, and every day her bossiness grew worse. The dwarfs were getting tired of her, so they went to the old queen. After talking to her for a very long time, the queen had an idea. While hanging on the wall I heard the queen tell her brilliant idea. She said if Snow cannot be kind by tomorrow, then she should be put to sleep, so she can dream of all the trouble she has caused, so that when her true love comes, he may kiss her, and she will have learned her lesson. Then she will live happily ever after, and be the sweetest in all the land. The dwarfs all said it was a great idea, and agreed. The next day the dwarfs tried everything to get her to be kind and good, but they failed. They told the old queen, and she knew that it was time to give her the sleepy apple. That afternoon the old queen confronted Snow and handed her the apple. Snow asked, "What's this for?" The queen replied, "I heard you were hungry, so here is an apple for you." So Snow White took it and ate the apple. 5 seconds later she was sound asleep. It was many weeks before the prince even decided to show up. On the 8th week after Snow White fell asleep, he came to her and took her into his arms and kissed her. Snow White sat up and looked around and said, "Why are you all staring at me?" "Just kidding. I'm real sorry if I was a brat yesterday, and I promise I will make it up to you." It took a while to explain that she had been asleep for 8 weeks. After they explained it, Snow White said in a sweet voice that she was done being mean and was very sorry. After that the prince asked her to marry him, and of course she said yes. Like all happy endings, they lived happily ever after. For a wedding present the queen gave her a talking mirror, just to keep an eye on her to make sure she was being good. The end.